Hi, I'm Basheer, a student of IIM Trichy, and today I'm going to talk on one of the most important and disturbing economic issues affecting India, inequality. Today, India is considered as one of the most unequal countries in the world, whether one measures inequality on the basis of income or wealth. So, how unequal is India? The question is simple, but the answer is not. Based on the new Human Development Survey, which provides data on income inequality, India scores a level of income inequality lower than Russia, the United States, China, and Brazil. When you look at the inequality in numbers, in signs of rising income inequality, India's richest one person holds a huge 58% of the country's wealth, higher than the global figure of about 50%. The study released by the Rights Group of FAM showed that 57 billions in India now has the same wealth as that of the bottom percent population of the country. With a total individual wealth of 5,600 billion, it's among the top 10 richest countries in the world, and yet the average Indian is relatively poor. When you compare this with Japan, the most equal country in the world, according to the report, millionaires control only 22% of total wealth. So, why does it matter? This sharp rise in inequality in India and in many countries around the world is damaging, and that countries need to make an effort to curb it. Rising inequality will lead to slower poverty reduction, undermine sustainability of economic growth, compound the inequalities between men and women, and drive the inequalities in health, education, and the life chances. For third year running, the World Economic Forum report found that severe income disparity to be one of the top global issues in the coming decade. A growing body of evidence has also demonstrated that economic inequality is associated with a range of health and social problems, such as mental illness and violent crime. This is true across both rich and poor countries. Inequality hits everyone. So, what can India do to reduce inequality? The continued rise of economic inequality in India and the world is not inevitable. It is a result of policy choices. Government can start to reduce inequality by reducing market fundamentalism, opposing the special interests of powerful elites, and changing the rules and systems that have led to where we are today. The need to implement reforms to redistribute money and power and level the playing field is really important. Specifically, there are two main areas where changes to policy could boost economic equality: taxation and social spending. Progressive taxation, where corporations and the richest individuals pay more to stay in order to redistribute resources across the society. The role of taxation in reducing inequality has been clearly documented in OECD and developing countries. Tax can play a progressive role, a regressive one depending on the policy choices of the government. Social spending on public services such as education, health, and social protection is also important. Evidence from more than 150 countries, rich and poor, and spanning over years shows that overall investment in public services and social protection can reduce inequality. Oxfam has for many years campaigned for free universal public services. Two key indicators are how much has the government committed to spend on education, health, and social protection, and how progressive are the spending levels. Now, according to an Oxfam report, India performs relatively poor on both counts. Its total tax effort, currently at 16.7% of GDP, is low, and the tax structure is not very progressive since direct taxes account for only a third of total taxes. South Africa, if you compare, raises 27% of GDP as taxes, 50% of which are direct taxes. When it comes to the second indicator, India compares less well. Only 3% of GDP goes towards education, and only 3% goes to education, 1% towards health. South Africa spends more than twice as much on education and more than 3 times as much on health. While it's assessed as more unequal than India, South Africa rates much higher than India in commitment to reducing inequality. What can we do to end poverty? It is calculated that if India stops inequality from rising further, it could end extreme poverty for 90 million people by 2019. If it goes further and reduces inequality by 36%, it could virtually eliminate extreme poverty. India, along with all the other countries in the world, has committed to attaining the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030 and to ending extreme poverty by that year. But unless we make an effort to first contain and then reduce the rising levels of extreme inequality, the dream of ending extreme poverty for the 300 million Indians, which is a quarter of the population, will always remain a pipe dream. Thank you.